Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to this video. Today of course we are going to talk about new makeup releases again. Last week I took a bit of a break, at least from these kinds of videos, but you had two other ones instead. But today I am actually really excited to go back into it and talk to you about makeup. I am starting to feel a little bit better. Some of you know that I've been a little bit down in the dumps lately, and it also shows, I think, that I'm not 100% myself, but never mind that. I think that I am starting to get better, and that is great. So with all of that being said, we're gonna go right into it. Okay, I wanted to make a joke, but it wasn't funny. Okay, sweeties, I'm quickly gonna tell you also what I used today on my face, and that is the Antidote palette from Be Perfect Cosmetics, which looks like this. Because you know, I'm going a bit through my older makeup these days and just, you know, using things that I haven't used in a long time, which is really nice. Turns out it takes a lot of the pressure out, and yeah, I'm really happy about that. You know, that I don't constantly have to, you know, work with the new stuff and then have a video up and this and that and the other thing. I think that was really toxic for me, and I'm glad that I don't have to do it anymore and just actually have to, well, I don't have to be here, but I can be here whenever I want to and feel free to do whatever I want to, and that is great. So with that, we're going to go back in. Okay, so in case this is your first time, just know that sometimes I'm going a bit off track and also including a little bit of lifestyle, so it's not always just pure new makeup releases. Sometimes I'm just sharing my opinion on other things too. So I actually sorted my list here on Instagram just before I came down here to my studio, which is my basement. But I don't know how it is for you guys, but when I leave Instagram after I have sorted my saved lists, and I leave Instagram and then I go back in later, it is all messed up. So I don't know. I might have to jump around a little bit more because I just don't have time to resort it, but it is what it is. Okay, so let us go in and let us start with this release here from Play Beauty. So that is, for me personally, I think it is a new brand. I don't think I have heard of this brand before. It says here that it is now available on Beauty Bay, so maybe I can try it. And they're coming out with those 4 eyeshadow palettes. They are 9-pan palettes, and they're also coming out with blushes and lip lacquers and lip tints and all kinds of stuff. But let's talk about the palettes. 9-pan palettes, as you can see, with mattes and shimmers. And for me personally, I think the one with the black packaging is the most interesting because it has the most drama in it. Overall, the other ones are a little bit too, I don't know, too light, I guess, for me. Not that I am against doing light makeup, because I'm actually starting to really enjoy it, but I don't know, like, I am very drawn to palettes that offer me a lot of depth anyway. So I don't know, can't really please me apparently, but that is what it is. So I'm really looking at that black one. But yeah, so they retail for about $31 a piece. If you hear weird breathing, it's my dogs. What is that? There's very loud breathing going on next to me. It's very I don't know. Okay, so in any case, there is a lot of eyeliners and cheek tints and face pigments and all kinds of stuff, so please feel free to check out Play Beauty. Okay, then we also need to talk about something that I really should have spoken about last week, because this, I think, released a week ago already, and this is the newest collection from Glamlight. Now, Glamlight came out with the Chucky and Glamlight, is it Chucky? Chucky and Glamlight collection, and of course we have a palette that looks really pretty. I really like the palette, and then you do have a lip kit and an eyeliner duo and all kinds of stuff, blushes. Okay, so I do not know who Chucky is. Apparently everybody knows. I don't. This was their Valentine's release, I think, so this might be like a creepy kind of Valentine's interpretation or something. I have no idea, but the palette I really like, because it's can you stop breathing like that? What are you doing? Really? Dogs? Yeah, it's a whole different universe. Okay, so in any case, I really do like the palette. The blushes are a little bit too squeaky for me personally, but overall, I think it is a collection that kind of has a certain vibe to it, which I personally don't understand because I don't know those characters, or maybe it's a TV show. You can let me know in the comments how uninformed I am. Okay, so I'm still alive though, you know, that's great, that it really doesn't matter, you know. All right, so Mika Beauty Shop is coming out with something super stunning, which are their multi-chrome pigments in 8 different shades. The prices are ranging between about $12.50 to $14.50 depending on what they are, because there are some ultra multi-chromes between them, among them. Yeah. Okay, so sweeties, this is releasing on the 25th and it looks beautiful. Mika Beauty Shop is definitely one of those brands that I want to try. Maybe not so much the pigments. I'm more a palette girl. Everything else kind of gets lost in my collection, unfortunately. I wish I was more of a singles girl and I could just use my singles collection and stuff like that. I'm just not that girl. I love to work with palettes. And for me personally, pigments, I think I have not mastered the application techniques or the primer technique, or the, I don't know, to find the right primer for myself, that it actually then looks like it looks here on the picture. You know, I want it to actually look like that on me. And for me personally, it has not yet happened. Okay, I'm super in love with what I'm seeing here. And I'm not doubting in any case that they actually look like this. It's just that I personally don't know yet how to use them that way. You know what I mean? Okay, but they look beautiful, and let me just double check the date. Yeah, so these are releasing on the 25th. Then let's also talk quickly about this release from ColourPop. So they're coming out with the Snow White collection. What did I think? Okay, so first of all, you have, of course, a palette, and I am looking at that palette right now, 12 shades. I feel it is almost too expected. You know, there is, it is very true to what I feel when I think Snow White. That is the color scheme that I kind of come up with in my mind. And in a way, that is also what I want the brands to do, because I want to pay for what I'm expecting, but then again, it is almost too expected. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Again, it's very hard to please me. Okay, then there are also 3 Super Shock blushes, 2 lip trios, and a lippy scrub and a mirror. Okay, so this is all available now in case you want to check this one out. I'm not too much into it. Okay, let's talk about something that I'm though very much into it, and honestly, they caught me with the initial picture. I was like, what? I didn't know where my eyes should go and how to sort out what I'm seeing. And that is kind of cool while it is still very orderly. Don't know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about my kids' rooms. I'm talking about 2 new palettes from Stacey Alex. She's coming out with 2 palettes. So one is the Exotic Birds palette, which looks like this, a very colorful palette. Of course, you do have the column theme going on, so you have a nice range in basically each color category, basically. And then you have those extra shades there, this extra column that kind of stands out there, and I kind of feel like this is super pretty. Palettes like this for me make so much sense because they're big, they give you everything, they give you a range, and everything is so cool. Okay, so let us talk about this. It says here it includes 39 colors, 35 of them are matte, and then you also have colors that are with a chroma shift effect. So depending on the light, you know, they'll shift. And these are eyeshadows in a magnetic wooden palette. This is also true for the next palette that we're going to look at. The wooden palette is in a pull-out case with a fabric covering and a soft filling, which gives additional protection to the palette of eyeshadows. It's Exotic Birds is an iridescent palette consisting of basic spectral and magenta shades of different brightness and saturation, which gives you the opportunity to make a beautiful color gradient. And that's exactly what I was talking about. You know, it is so easy to work with palettes like this, and I love that. So, and it's of course based on the unusual colors of the exotic birds and stuff like that. Okay, unfortunately, this is way out of my league. Unfortunately, this retails for $165, and never in the world I will have a palette like this, but I am very, very happy to look at it from far, you know? So let us also talk about the other one, which me personally, it almost speaks more to me than the colorful one. Go figure. And that is this one. This is the Forest Birds palette, and this is of course the more, I almost feel sad about saying the more mature one, because it kind of implies that when you're more mature you cannot use the colorful one, which is not what I'm saying, but it is the vibe of it is more mature for me. Okay, so and also the grays, I love that whole row of grays, and of course here you also have those iridescent shades in it. I think it's brilliant, it's beautiful, I love it. You know, so yeah, so that is that, and it also retails for $165, which is so sad, you know, because if I want to have both of them, I would have to save up for like 2 years or something. So yeah, but it's beautiful, just saying. Okay, so let us also talk about this from LA Girl. This is the Foreplay eyeshadow quads. Yeah, I know the name. Yeah, quads is not for me, absolutely not. It's just too little. You just saw, I'm loving the 40 pan palettes, you know, what can I say? But if that is something for you, of course, it's also more affordable. I don't have a price here, but LA Girl is not the most important, the most expensive brand, I wanted to say. Then of course you can check this one out. Just wanted to inform you that this is now available, 6 different palettes basically. Okay, let us also talk about Adept Cosmetics. I kind of spoke about this palette here already in a previous video when I spoke about the mystery boxes from Adept Cosmetics, and now this palette that was in the mystery box is also available, and I'm going to butcher this name because I cannot. It's La Cienega, maybe. La Cienega eyeshadow palette. And I already said in the previous video that I think this is also a very, very sexy, mature palette, which I really, really like. It's a little bit more calm, but it's very dramatic at the same time. And color-wise, it is a little bit more calm compared to what I used to always love and go for. But it is very, very sexy. And I kind of really like that. Okay, so it says here, it is a palette of 10 buttery and blendable mattes, 1 multi-chrome, 2 duochromes, and 2 intense shimmers. This retails for $50, and it's available now in case you want to check this one out. Now, let us also talk about Indie Beat Cosmetics, because they're coming out with the Platinum Hits #3 palette. 18 shades retailing for $69. The swatches, the finger swatches look really, 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 really pretty, I have to say. And yeah, I've kind of looked at also the Platinum Hits 1 and 2, and kind of seems to have been a hit. So that's why they're coming up with the #3, and I think it looks really, really pretty. So this is available now from Indie Beat Cosmetics in case you want to check this one out. Then, oh, let's talk about CXC Beauty, because Christian is coming out with 9-pan palettes, which you can see here. So you do have 6 different ones. I love, 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 love the one with the black and gray, and I love the one that is right underneath it with the cold neutrals. So beautiful, totally in love with it. I don't know what is happening to me. Am I losing it? I'm becoming such a, I don't know. Am I growing up? I have no idea. Okay, so in any case, the price for each one individually is $27, and for the whole bundle, it's $150. I do have a code with CXC Beauty in case you want to use it. Just follow the link for the link tree in the description box, and it leads you to my social media and to all my discount codes. Now, let us talk about Unearthly Cosmetics. Now, I know for sure now that I am not on the PR list anymore, because I have not received this, and I have also not received an email that I'm going to get it. So this is the new Not in the Mood palette, 12 water activated liners in split pans, and there's also going to be a new brush set. Now, I need to say something to this, sweeties. Okay, the palette is cute. I'm not too much myself into water activated liners. I've been saying that already for years, that it's not really my piece of cake. I'm not doing that kind of makeup, so it is completely fine that I'm not getting this. And it is also, I don't want to say it's fine that I'm not on the PR list anymore. I kind of have mixed feelings about this, and this has nothing to do with me wanting to get free products, because I have enough makeup to last me 10 lifetimes. I don't need more makeup, and also I don't need the pressure to work with products and to create content for brands. I don't need it. You know, I'm glad for every single thing that I can like take out of my life that gives me more stress. But I kind of feel, I actually had a conversation with one of you on Instagram about this in a private chat, because I was like, how can it be that a brand loses the PR list? Now, the person I chatted with said, yes, it happened to me too, that my computer crashed and I lost all the information. I kind of feel though, if you want to see where you send stuff to, you know, you must have some kind of lists or something that shows you where you sent your PR to previously. You know, I feel like this was a good way of just getting rid of creators like me who didn't do enough, or didn't do well enough, or didn't create enough I don't know, money for them. I don't know. This is at least how it feels for me. And I think it would have been nicer if they would have just approached me and said, listen, Leorah, you're not making us enough money, and you're not creating enough content. We like you, but it's just not enough, and we would like to take you off the PR list, or right now we're taking you off the PR list. I would have appreciated that much more, because me reapplying is not happening. I'm not begging for stuff. I'm not doing that. And, you know, personally, I just don't believe that all the big creators who are on the PR list have to reapply. I'm sure that the owner of Unearthly very well remembers that they were on the PR list. So just saying, I feel a little bit weird about this. I don't care if I get free stuff, because in the end for me it's not free, because I have to work with it and stuff like that, you know. So it's not that, but I'm definitely not reapplying. I'm still a huge fan of that brand, don't get me wrong, but I kind of felt like this is strange. So something is not adding up for me personally here. Okay, so that is what it is. So this might have launched already. I'm not, let me just check when this was posted. This was posted a couple of days ago, so this might be live already. Feel free to check out, of course, the website. I also don't know if my code with Unearthly works anymore. You can try or use someone else's, like whatever. Okay, so just saying, I have been probably not worth their products anyway, so whatever. But let us also talk about Ace Beauté, and that is the Smoky Roses eyeshadow palette. And this one, sweeties, looks so good to me. Yeah, I really don't know what's happening, but I'm totally into these kinds of palettes. This is super nice, and I hope that one day maybe I'm going to get myself this one. It's beautiful. This has dropped already, and let me see, do I have a price for this? I don't have a price right here, but yeah, so feel free to check this one out from Ace Beauté. Super pretty. It is very much reflecting my mood and my needs right now, these kinds of palettes. Okay, then let's also talk about Profusion, because they're coming out with the Empowered Butterfly collection. Cute name. It's really nice. The palette is called Free Spirit. It has 25 shades. For me, it's overall too light and too pastel-y. Okay, this is not going to be for me, but overall I think it's cute. It's just not for me. Then there are also blushes and lip products and stuff, so in case you want to check this one out, there's all kinds of stuff. Please feel free to check this one out. The palette retails for $14. Then let's also talk about Clarity Cosmetics, because they are coming out with the Safari eyeshadow palette, which is super pretty if you ask me. I also do have a code with Clarity. If it still works, just try, okay? So this palette has 9 shades. It's mattes and shimmers and multi-chromes, and it's available now for $27. I love that Clarity is doing these looks, and now these palettes, where you can create like super intense looks. It always feels so rich and so intense, and I love the vibe of that brand. You know, they're doing a really, really good job with that. I've also tried the formula. I have a couple of palettes from Clarity. So yeah, and also what I think in this case is that the pans are not that big, because I have a couple of palettes where the pan size is really, really big, which is, for me, it's a shame almost. You know, I know some people are totally into it and some are not. And as a brand, what do? If like half of your customers love the big pans and half don't, then you know you're never going to be doing the right thing, kind of, you know. It's hard. But I really, really like that this looks more like a normal size pan palette. And yeah, so that's the Safari palette. Really, really pretty. Okay, now let's talk about this one from MAC Cosmetics. So MAC is collaborating with Richard Quinn. Do I know who that is? I have no idea. So this is the MAC and Richard Quinn collection, and they're coming out with a limited edition eyeshadow palette, which you see here, with 8 shades for $40, and then all kinds of other things. But I want to talk about the palette. Outer packaging, super stunningly beautiful. Really, really liking it with those colors and like these two different sides. Sorry, there's someone having a very loud conversation on the street, in case you're hearing this. The palette itself, I don't get it. I don't get it. Also, when you see the swatches, I don't get it. There is basically just lightness and then the black, and I don't get it. Yeah, but I don't have to use it, so that's okay. It is, of course, people who are into pastels, maybe they get it. I don't get it. I am grateful for the black, because that is the one thing that makes this palette usable for me. But and the swatches, it looks just too flat for me. I don't want to use it. Okay, now let us talk about Badass Beauty, and they're collabing. Wait, let me just check. They're collabing with Ashley Elliott. Okay, so they're coming out with this palette, and that is really, really cool. So this is a, let me read this for you. Badass Beauties is a veteran-owned makeup company, and Ashley writes here she's so honored to be working with them, and this is going to be a whole collection. So there's a 9-pan palette, there is a blush duo and a contour, I guess contour duo, is it? And also a lip product and brushes, you know, so that looks really, really cool. I do not have prices right here, but this is going to be available this coming Friday. So if you want to check this one out, I really, really like the palette. This is so, so cool. And of course, also the other products look really, really nice. So this is going to be available from Badass Beauties. I do think that I have spoken about that brand already a couple of times, and I always like the vibe of this brand. It's just like Badass Beauty, you know, it's really, really cool. Okay, let us also talk about the Pastel Roses. We have to talk about that brand because two of my besties are very, very, very big fans of the Pastel Roses, and they're saying like their products are outstanding, better than Cleonad and all of the famous ones, you know. I have not tried the Pastel Roses as far as I know. Have I? I don't think so, but I have heard amazing, amazing things about that brand. So just wanted to raise some awareness here, okay? So they are coming out with new multi-chrome single eyeshadows, a new limited edition heart-shaped pressed pigment collection, basically, and new pressed glitters, and all of this is available now on the Pastel Roses. I think this looks super, super pretty, and if you have not tried the brand, which I'm talking to myself basically, then go ahead and do it. Leorah, go ahead and do it. Yeah, so in any case, let us then also talk about Dark and Glam Beauty. Now, in this case, I think I have more information once I have finished filming this. So I'm talking a little bit like out in the fog here, because I have not seen certain products yet, but I kind of want to film it like I know. I know already everything. Yeah. Okay. So in any case, they're coming out with a blush palette, a contouring palette. I think there's also a highlighter in it. I did read a couple of things about it. I just haven't seen it. I only have seen the outer packaging of the contouring palette. I have seen the blush palette. There is the highlighter in this one, and there might be more in this collection. Okay. So just have your eyes open for it. Yeah, so in any case, this is what it is, in case you there's someone driving around with a car and a loudspeaker and making announcements about something. Is that really necessary right now? Like, really? All right, sweeties, let us also talk about a brand that I personally just found, and that is Honeydew Cosmetics. And I'm going to put the name, how it is spelled, down here, because you will, otherwise you won't find it. Okay, so Honeydew Cosmetics, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is collaborating with Strawberry Shortcake, and which is kind of cute because I have like nice memories, not of my own childhood because I'm too old, but the childhood of my children, basically. You know, when they were smaller, they were watching that all the time, and I always thought that this was one of those shows that you can actually let your children watch without being worried that they are going to get brainwashed. I don't know how it is going, like how it is now, because I'm not following stuff like this really anymore. But yeah, so in any case, they're coming out, or yeah, they're coming out with a limited edition Strawberry Shortcake collection with 4 different palettes, which you can see here. These are going to be available for pre-order on February 27th, so this is coming soon. I don't have a price now. Color scheme wise, can't really judge it too much because I don't know the characters too much. Of course, you can see how they are dressed, and that it picks up what is in the palette, basically. So that is cute. The shape of palettes, like crazy shapes and stuff like this, is personally not for me. I kind of like the theme though, which is cute, you know, because I have nice memories with this. So yeah, so this is coming soon in case you want to check this one out. And then we should also talk about Gen Z Beauty. That is also a new brand for me. I'm also going to put the name of that one, the spelling here, so you know what to look for, basically. So they're coming out with the Clean Sheen Cheek and Lip Color. So you can basically use that as your face makeup wherever you want. So it says here, these are buildable, blendable colors for both cheeks and lips. It's easy to apply and can do everything from a sheer wash of color to a real pop of color. Either way, it gives a natural glowing flush to your complexion when used on cheeks and a light tint of color on your lips. Use it on its own or with Clean Sheen lip gloss to amp it up. And it's always vegan and it's always cruelty free. Okay, so do I have a price for this? Yes, $20 each. Okay, so in case you want to check this one out, this should be already available on Gen Z Beauty. Then, oh, I'm super excited about talking about this one, and this is a new release from Elsewhere Cosmetics, and this is the Royalty Volume 1 palette. So I'm expecting there's going to be more of that, which is cool. I have tried Elsewhere Cosmetics a long time ago. I think it must have been maybe even their first palette that they came out with. I want to say it was called It's Cold Outside, Baby It's Cold Outside, or something like that. I don't recall the name, but it was also a blue and neutral palette, but not as powerful as this one. It was a little bit more toned down. And I know from personal experience, if they did not change their formula, which I don't know, but I love the formula. The mattes were outstanding, the shimmers were beautiful. So yeah, I highly recommend this brand if it is still on that level, and I don't see why they wouldn't be. Okay, so this is the Royalty Volume 1 palette. I love the theme. I love the theme, and I love how the palette looks. It's beautiful. So yeah, knock yourselves out. And this retails for $17, which is really, really cool. So this is available now. Then let's also talk about 2 releases from Saint Angel Sinners. There is the Water Baby palette, which looks like this. It's a 6-pan palette. The outer packaging also looks so cute. I hope you will be able to see it because the picture is a bit small. I'm going to try to make it a little bit larger here. I think it's really, really pretty. Also here, of course, you have the mix between neutrals, sand colors, kind of like desert colors, and then of course the water, and it's really, really pretty. And then you also do have this palette. Now in my picture here, there is still one shade missing, but I'm so living the vibe of this palette. This is the, what is it called again? This is the Her Royal Highness palette. So loving the theme. So cool. Yeah, so just really, really loving it. And yeah, me personally, I really, really like the formula of Saint Angel Sinners too. So that is what it is. I do have a code with her. I know that one still works. Just saying. Okay, I'm not on her PR list anymore. I don't owe anyone anything. I'm only on the Nomad Cosmetics PR list, but I think I'm going to ask to be taken off because I'm kind of really loving the no pressure life. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now let us also talk about this one here. We're almost done, sweeties. Let us talk about this one. This is from Creature Cosmetic Labs. They're coming out with the Necronomicon Ex Mortis makeup palette. Did I say this right? I don't know. I don't know. So this is of course a new palette, and while I'm personally not like, I don't understand the theme, you know, something with death, but I don't know. The colors of the palette I think are really pretty. It says here this is coming soon, but this is a post that has already been older, so this might already be live. So please feel free to check this one out. I have tried Creature Cosmetics Labs and I liked it. You know, it was an all green palette. I don't recall the name now, but it was really pretty. And there was also a green highlighter and I think a green lippy. Do you remember that collection? I got that collection. Okay, so in any case, sorry for butchering the name. I'm just like, my Latin is zero. Okay, so in any case, let us also talk about this one here. This is from NBA Cosmetics. They're coming out with the Plush eyeshadow palette. This should already be available. This is retailing for $23 and it's very cute. You know, if that is a color scheme that you like to work with, then, you know, for me personally, again, 6-pan palettes is not my most favorite thing in the world because I love bigger palettes, but I think, you know, depth-wise, balance-wise in this palette, this looks really nice. Okay, then let's also talk about this from Wicked Widow Beauty because they're coming out with the matte liquid lips, and I wanted to show you this not because I love matte liquid lipsticks, not really. It doesn't look good on me, maybe because I'm too I don't know. I always feel bad about saying it, but I'm just gonna say it because it's true. Maybe because I'm too old. I don't have these beautiful full lips anymore. Maybe I never had them. I don't know. I am just what I am, you know. I like satin liquid lipsticks. I like you know, the more the glossy ones, you know, because it just looks better on me. But I love the colors. I love that they are so special. Now, personally, would I wear this? No, I don't think so. I'm just not that kind. But they're so cool. They are so cool. I think I wore once lip colors that were very similar to those two green shades. But other than that, I don't think I have really played around a lot with this kind of stuff. But yeah, so this is coming soon. 9 different shades. I don't have a price, but I'm celebrating them for the color choices that they made. It's so cool. It's so out there, so different, really nice. Okay, so is that all? I also wanted to, let me just scroll down because something is mixed up. I told you I would have to scroll down. From Isom Cosmetics. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. This is also a new brand for me. I'm also going to put the name up here. So they're coming out with 3 new dual eye pencils in jewel toned hues to add to your classic shade collection. And yes, I think it's classic shades. I think it's really pretty, and that's why I wanted to show you, because it makes a lot of sense to have these kinds of shades, because it kind of well, black and brown probably everybody has, maybe also a gold, maybe also a cream tone or something like this, but then you also have this nice dark blue, and then there is a plum color that is so beautiful. So feel free to check this one out. It's a creamy formula, it's waterproof, it's smudge proof, it's transfer resistant, it's non-toxic, like the whole world. Really, vegan and cruelty free. Okay, so I do not have a price, I don't think, but this is from SM Cosmetics, and I really like this one. This looks so pretty. Okay, then we need to talk about 2 more releases basically, but both of them are from P. Louise, and I'm personally a very big fan of P. Louise. I have a lot of her palettes, and there is one on the way already for like 6 weeks to me. just everything takes a lot of time to get to my part of the world. But in any case, so they're coming out with the Identify Your Worth eyeshadow palettes. There is a smaller version that has 8 shades and a highlighter, and then there is a big version that I personally prefer. But in any case, the small version that you see right here retails for about $24-25, and then the big version, let's put that one up here. Let me just try to find the price if I have it. I don't have it, but yeah. So I don't know. I really like the big palette. I might get that palette at some point because I just love it. But I have a problem with the theme. Because Identify Your Worth regarding makeup, I find that personally, this is going into a wrong direction, because I don't think we should identify our worth with our makeup or what we are buying, or if, you know, stuff like that, that is absolutely irrelevant. Really, at the end of the day, who cares what we buy? You know, this should not matter. What we have should not matter, as long as we can have a roof over our head, we can pay our bills, and we can feed our family. We should consider ourselves really blessed, and if we're all healthy, it's even better, you know. So Identify Your Worth, with that, I have a bit of an issue. I think that is too shallow for me, you know. Now, am I reading too much into it? Maybe, you know, but then again, I also don't like the themes of palettes that have death in it or horror in it. I just do not connect to stuff like that. And again, here, I kind of feel like I don't want this implied that I need to prove to the world that I'm pretty, or that I need to do anything to identify my worth. I am what I am, and I'm worthy already, you know? You know what I mean? I hope I make myself understood, because I don't know. But that's basically what I wanted to say. I really love the palette. I love that there is a small version for the people who love small palettes, and then of course a bigger version for me. But yeah, the theme is a bit I don't know, borderline for me. Okay, so in any case, that was it for today. I hope you did enjoy yourselves. I really did. Honestly, this morning when I got up, and I looked like Edward Scissorhands when I got up, and I was like, no, I'm not filming, you know. But then I was sitting here and I was doing makeup and I was chatting with my bestie, and I kind of started to get into it, and now I'm really grateful that I did, because it's a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that I'm still doing it. But again, I just love it that the pressure is gone from my channel. Now, it also means that I have less views. It also means that, you know, my growth is 0, and that is okay, because I cut the cord, you know, and that is so healthy, because it was oppressive for me, and I did not enjoy being here anymore because of the feeling that I'm not good enough, and that is not something that I want to feel in anything. I'm okay with feeling that I can get better in certain things, and I can improve, and I can work on myself. But if something gives me the feeling continuously that I'm not good enough, then that is not good in my life, you know, and I'm not going to push for that anymore. So yeah, so that is that. Maybe you can also just like go in your mind and look for things in your life that give you that feeling that you are just a failure, and just cut them out of your lives, you know, if you can. but yeah, so that is what I've been doing. Now the good thing though is that in this case, I did not need to cut the whole thing out of my life completely. I just cut that part out of my channel that made me not enjoy it anymore. And that was the business part. And everybody, all of these YouTubers that I was friendly with, that basically are ghosting me now, just by the way, which is really strange. I have no idea what has been happening, but I'm definitely not part of any clique or crowd anymore. Nobody wants me anymore, which is, I'm fine. But it is kind of cool that like all of these people always told me, you need to look at this as a business, you need to handle it like this and that and that and that. And yes, they are right, because their channels are growing. And if you want to grow your channel and you're doing it for that reason, that you want to earn money and you want to become successful and you want to be YouTube famous or who knows what, then you have to do it like that, yes. But I kind of felt like, yeah, I want to be here, but I don't want to sell myself. And I'm not saying that they do necessarily, but maybe they do. I don't know. I have my question marks about how true you can actually be to yourself when you are here and you want to run it as a business. But I have found my peace with this place now, and I think that is so nice. And a lot of people actually also on Instagram have commented or written to me and said, Leorah, we're seeing that you look so much happier now, and that is part of the reason, so just saying. Okay, sweeties, that is it for today and for this week. So I hope you're having a wonderful time, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here and being still part of my tribe. And if you're new here and you like it, subscribe to my channel if you want to. If you don't, God bless you too. And beyond that, I'm going to see you next week here for my next video. And up until then, go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.